Resilient ecosystems. BioMio. SafetyNet Technologies. Heal Fisheries. Nov Feed. Buy-in Community Planning. Folio Seed Bank and Mapeo.
My name is Alexandra Posada, and I have been lucky to have seen much of the developing world as a documentary filmmaker. But this experience has left me with the frustration of witnessing how those who produce our food are often those who are worse off. Take my newfound neighbors, Viviana and Luz Meri in the Colombian highlands. They invest in chemical inputs that degrade the land. They often sell their crops at a loss, and they make less than half the minimum wage, like most farmers in my country. To come up with a solution, we created BioMio, a market-based model that transforms the way we produce and sell food. So how does it work? Customers join BioMio by paying an upfront monthly fee for weekly deliveries of organic produce. Instead of purchasing a head of lettuce, they actually invest in the health of the land by paying for its future harvest. This means that we can forego intermediaries, we can secure all harvest sales, and we can guarantee a higher income for farmers. And today I'm thrilled to say that it actually works. After only 10 months, BioMio is 100% financially sustainable thanks to our three main strategies. One, our monthly subscriptions. Farmers partner with BioMio and earn 60% of sales after covering costs. This means they know what they will earn and they can plan for the future. Two, our artisanal product line. With an innovative offer of over 30 products, we open new markets for everything from freshly made pasta to meat. And three, regenerative agriculture. This allows us to increase crop biodiversity and soil regeneration, effectively strengthening our ecosystem and lowering production costs. So today, with BioMio, Luz Meri has increased her sales by 500% with the market for her dairy. And Viviana, responsible for our artisanal sauces, has saved up for a car, transforming her family's quality of life. BioMio opens opportunities for all kinds of local producers, from free-range egg producers to beekeepers to sweet makers to even our local drivers. And our growing team of farmers now earns double their income, making them think twice about migrating to the city. The city of Bogotá, with over 8 million people, is only an hour's drive away. So when we launch our marketing campaign, we will tap into that market and triple our client base within 6 months. And in the coming year, we will be able to impact more than 200 farmers and their families. We will also enhance our online platform, creating an immersive user experience where clients can track in real time the regeneration of the ecosystem, where they discover who produces their food and how, making BioMio a simple yet transformative business model that can be applied in rural communities near urban centers in the developing world, a model that will greatly benefit from the expertise of the Solve community. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Dan Watson, and I'm here to speak to you on behalf of SafetyNet Technologies, and I'm here to talk about bycatch. So bycatch is the capture of the wrong fish, where 1 in 10 fish in the world caught is wrong. And that is because it could be environmentally endangered, it could be low market value, but ultimately it means that people like Sean from Seattle and Pak Paiso from Indonesia can't be good ocean stewards because they're having to throw this fish back into the ocean, leading to loads of wastage, economic impact on their businesses, and also making it way harder to feed roughly 1 in 5 people in the world that rely on fish as their primary protein source. So at SafetyNet Technologies, we believe the precision fishing gear of the future allows fishing crews to respond and sort of understand what's happening in the ocean, measure the different impact of fishing, and also to see under the water to see how their fishing gears are performing. And we provide this in the form of technology kits that can be fitted to existing fishing gears to make them perform better. And here are some of the devices that we've made already: sensors, lights, and cameras. And here's on the right, you can see Naomi and Chris from our team out with fishing crews in Scotland, testing to see if it does what they need it to and actually performs properly. So the lights that we produce are called Pisces, and they essentially can be fitted into fishing gears to attract and repel different species of ocean organisms. So you can see them here fitted into a fishing trawl. And what this enables is outcomes like this, whereby we can remove particular species, like in this case, the silverfish, from a shrimp catch because we don't want them, but we want to catch much more cleanly. And we can remove those fish by up to 90% just by fitting lights and taking it into the fishing process. And we've done this all over the world with lots of different customers and collaborators, so governments, NGOs, industry, and scientists, to make sure and validate that our hardware is working in the way that it's supposed to. And when we supply this hardware to the industry, we supply it as a service because it means we get to build great relationships with them and supply them with all the data information that they need to actually deploy it properly. And we also get knowledge and understanding about the ocean back, which helps us design better products in the future. And there are roughly 4.6 million big and small vessels out there in a $241 billion market that have problems that need solving in the fishing sector. And ultimately, precision fishing means that we protect biodiversity in the oceans, leading to resilient ocean ecosystems. We protect the livelihoods of the people working within them, and we continue to feed people sustainably into the future while supporting the Sustainable Development Goals. We've built our company over time, and the first 7 years were spent on research and development, but mainly funded by grants. After closing a seed round in 2018, our directors went full time, and our team has grown with the commercialization of our various products and services. And it takes a flotilla to make a massive systemic change. So we've built friendships across industry, science and research, and NGOs. And we're really hoping that MIT Solve can help us build more of a community and even bigger and extend our reach. And that's why we think this competition is so important as we grow and try and make fishing brighter. Thanks for listening.
During the global pandemic, we're all thinking about how to boost our immune system. My name is Gita Shahrani from Alam Siakastari in Indonesia, and I'm also thinking about the same thing. In particular, the $16.1 billion that is in our peat as an immune system, the greatest carbon storage out there. This is the total amount that Indonesia had to suffer because of the great peat fire incidents in 2015. Since then, the government have issued strict regulation to conserve our peat. However, at least 35% of local community that lives within and surrounding peat area still struggles to find alternative livelihood that is also peat friendly, including Pak Sudin from Desa Rawa Mekarjaya. His options is to plant palm oil or acacia, definitely not peat friendly. Through hill fisheries, Alam Siakastari tries to build different business model for peat conservation by innovating on value-added product from peat-friendly commodities, including to serve health and nutrition industry. This industry has projected value of $6.5 billion globally by 2026. Our journey starts from a single fighter, the snakehead fish, a native peat species that is high content of albumin and protein, and also serves as local remedy for post-surgery in Siak. Now, one thing that Pak Sudin and a lot of the peat community has in common is this canal blockage that is mainly treated as dormant village area, but it's actually very critical to keep the peat wet, maintain water table, and prevent fire. If this is kept healthy, it has the potential to actually boost protein content of a lot of the species that lives there, including the fish. Now, combining these two assets, Alam Siakastari develops an innovative method to cultivate snakehead fish, not only in the regular ponds, but in canal blockage area. From production side, we use low temperature steam distillation technology to extract protein and albumin from the snakehead fish. This is inspired by local tradition of steaming the fish and get the benefit. By staying true to our course, we believe that within the next 5 years, we can build 3 more local innovation centers and integrate at least 10 more fire-prone village into our supply chain, either as owners or as producers. By doing so, we will be keeping at least 16,000 hectares worth of peat to conserve. We're Alam Siakastari. We combine 20 plus years of experience, a proud community enterprise that focuses on protecting the peat, boosting local economy, and heal the nations. We believe by joining MIT community, we can do it together. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. My name is Rember. I'm the founder and CEO of NoFeed. We are an agri-tech company driven by the idea of unlocking the future of aquafeed by upcycling food waste to produce a superior bacteria-based protein ingredient that maximizes nutritional intake. Aquaculture is booming all around the world as a sustainable way to feed the growing global population, but the current practices are highly unsustainable. Imagine aquaculture industry demands over 300 billion small, expensive fish to be carved, grown up, and fed to the family fish that we like to eat every year. The wild supply is stable, if not going down, and the price of fish meat is going way up. There is an urgent need for an alternative, sustainable, and low carbon emission protein ingredient, and that's what my team is engineering. We collect the food waste that would otherwise go to the dump site, and we add a consortium of a well-characterized and safe for human consumption bacteria. We put these inputs into our proprietary biology and equipment system. Through the bacteria fermentation process, we end up with a really high performance protein ingredient for feed, notably aquaculture. Our product has a 71% of a dry weight protein and other valuable and important micronutrients. Compared to other protein ingredients that are available on the market, our product is 25% cheaper. It has 30% more protein, and the fish that is fed with the no-feed attained 40% more growth compared to our counterparts. Our business model is B2B. We produce and sell protein ingredients to the animal feed manufacturers for $1,000 per ton. Today, we have already spoke to 30 animal feed manufacturers. 6 of them showed interest, and we signed one contract to supply 5 tons of protein per month. We have a very huge market. The protein ingredient industrial outlook in Tanzania alone is worth $78 million. No-feed intends to capture the 20% of this market share by 2030, giving us an annual revenue of $16 million per annum. Meet our amazing team. We have a right mix of skills ranging from biotech scientists, engineers, economists, and fish nutritionists. Together, we reimagine the future of aquaculture. I would like to join the SOVA community in order to get access to their global network, partnership, funding, as well as mentorship. If fish will feed the world, we know feed will feed the fish. Help us to help aquaculture industry to grow sustainably. Thank you.
Hi, everyone. I'm Kelly Leilani Main, Executive Director and Co-founder of BioMio Community Planning. And today I'd like to share more with you about our platform to merge human and ecosystem resilience. Wetlands are one of the world's most precious and undervalued ecosystems, but decades of poor land use planning and coastal squeeze is limiting the ability of these critical habitats to migrate inland as sea levels rise. And despite shoreline hardening efforts, human communities are also at increasing flood risk from climate change. So why don't humans move, just like nature? Well, people have been moving through publicly funded post-disaster buyouts, but buyouts take too long and have deeply inequitable outcomes, often leaving the most vulnerable households unassisted. Existing buyout programs are also ineffective at leveraging conservation partnerships because no marketplace currently exists to connect conservation organizations to willing sellers. Buy-in connects households that want to move with the resources they need to relocate. Our data-driven and technology-enabled solution facilitates faster, more efficient, and more effective buyout programs in diverse contexts across the country. So how do we do this? Well, first, we make the process easier for people to participate. Our Esri-enabled voluntary expression of interest form enables anyone to sign up at any time. Next, our National Relocation Assistance Database feeds into a unique program management software as a service that can be used by our team and local governments to design more holistic programs that meet residents' needs. Third, our buyout prioritization index allows us to parametrically analyze the unique social, financial, and geographic characteristics of participants. We corroborate buyout demand with conservation partners who are interested in forming the public and private partnerships needed to enable community-based relocation and wetland restoration initiatives. At scale, our approach can create new marketplaces for carbon credits, ecosystem services, and social impact investing. We believe this type of transformative socio-ecological work can support emerging blue carbon markets that increase community resilience while capturing carbon in wetland systems. Currently, we're partnering with low-income and BIPOC community partners across the country to further refine our universal intake form. Our services help fill a critical gap at the local level to improve public safety and increase access to conservation assets. Buy-in is seeking mentorships and partnerships to take our holistic solutions to scale. Our interdisciplinary team brings more than a decade of combined experience in geospatial analysis, conservation finance, and stakeholder negotiations. But demand for our services is currently outpacing our capacity. Through MIT Solve, we're seeking mentors who can help us build out our technological solutions and help bring more buy-in to the buyout process for human and ecosystem resilience. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Thomas, one of the directors at Folio, a Brazilian ecosystem of organic farmers and other actors focused on organic grain production and sustainable supply chains. One of the main obstacles for organic grain production is nitrogen, an essential nutrient for plants, an abundant element in the atmosphere that has to pass through a highly energy-intensive process to be made into fertilizer. These nitrogen-based synthetic fertilizers have several harmful effects on the environment, from GHG emissions to water contamination. When looking through the history of agriculture, we came to a conclusion. We already know the answer. Plants themselves, leguminous plants. We can grow and harvest our own fertilizer. All this while protecting soils and pumping carbon into them, mitigating emissions. This regenerative technique is called green manure. But why isn't this technique used more? We lack accessible information and knowledge on how to optimally and economically do it, and we lack the basic input, the seeds themselves, and it all starts with the seeds. Our seed bank operates in a seed for data trade system and will provide cheap and accessible green manure seeds in exchange of a surplus of seeds produced, plus agronomic data about the management of the fertilizer crops. This data will constitute an open source database to fuel innovation and knowledge generation on the team that will then be returned to the farmers in form of better agronomic recommendations and innovative ideas on green manure management. We will empower farmers in becoming farmer scientists who harvest seeds and data. The system operates in a highly scalable positive feedback loop and is a replicable and distributed model that naturally embraces regionalization and caters for cultural and geographical specifics. By harnessing the power of technology on building networks, we created an open platform, an ecosystem that enables partnerships to flourish, that engage and educate farmers and actors on better sustainable agriculture practices, and overall bring high-end tech and intelligence close to the farmers to generate massive impact. We are confident that we will grow our network from the current 70 farmers to up to thousands in 5 years, counting not only on the ever-growing organic agriculture movement in Brazil, but also on the relevancy of the team for regenerative agriculture, even in conventional production. Besides our huge community of farmers and scientists at Folio, our diverse leadership team counts with former senior executives in agribusiness, data and technology professionals, agricultural specialists, and business experts. We hope that MIT Solve will help us deliver this vision.
Across the world, environmental threats are accelerating against marginalized communities and the critical ecosystems where they live, particularly Indigenous peoples who protect 80% of the world's biodiversity. We work with Earth defenders globally, like Eka Amarakari, pictured here in Peru, who want to collect evidence about environmental threats such as illegal mining, but up until now, they've lacked the tools to do so effectively. My name is Emily Jacoby, and my organization, Digital Democracy, is working in solidarity with frontline communities to co-develop a technical solution called mapeo to enable them to map their lands and document threats. Since 2013, we've been working at the invitation of local partners in the Amazon rainforest who are facing threats including oil spills, land invasions, and deforestation. We began working with our Alianza Sabo and the Guarani Nation of Ecuador, who invited us to help them create their own maps to fight threats of future oil drilling. They were clear that existing mapping solutions wouldn't work for them. They needed a way to map offline using software that was intuitive and easy to use. We supported them through the mapping process, beginning with paper maps and then co-developing Mapeo Desktop, enabling them to create digital maps village by village. They ended with gorgeous maps that they used in a successful lawsuit that in 2019 protected 500,000 hectares of their territory from future oil drilling. Now, Mapeo is a fully developed platform consisting of a mobile app, a desktop app, and a back-end decentralized database that enables them to manage and control all their own data, even when they are offline, far from an internet or cell phone connection. Mapeo's intuitive user interface allows them to document evidence, including photos, testimony, and geolocations, all of this in their own languages and using their own icons. While we began our work in the Amazon, over the past 2 years, more communities have adapted Mapeo, first throughout the Amazon and increasingly other regions of the world. Mapeo is currently being used in more than 21 areas across 11 countries by more than 500 land defenders who represent tens of thousands of Indigenous and ethnic minority communities. Collectively, they're using the tool to defend more than 3.4 million hectares. Our growing team is very proud of what we've built co-designing Mapeo with local partners. Now that we have a proven technology, we're seeking support to scale and respond to new user requests. We believe MIT Solve would be a game changer in helping amplify our story, reach new communities, and continue to improve the tool. The climate crisis is too great a threat for any group alone to address. We're seeking MIT support to help frontline communities use Mapeo to defend the Earth's most critical ecosystems.